Now it's time to get down onto the floor. I've got my mat ready in the kitchen. You'll probably see everywhere that I haven't cleaned. So this is classic planks. We're going to use our palms in this section. So if you want to skip this section, I'll be showing you golfing in the next section on your forearms. Alright, so I'm just going to split it up for the purposes of the video. So we'll keep it fairly straightforward on plank section and then build it up from the floor. Here we go then, down we are. You know your classic prone plank here. Very straightforward to get into position. Your palms are facing down and your forehead is on the backs of the hands. We're going to start our breathing here just as we do when we're standing. So it's a breath in through the nose, nice and smooth. And then as you exhale, pull up the tummy. And if you're just getting used to this type of breathing and working with the abs, it can be a little bit tricky at first, but stick with it. It will all come into second nature. Try not to tighten up through the shoulders there. So just showing you with the shoulders a little bit tight there. We just drop the chest right to the floor and try and keep the bottom from squeezing. But it's the shoulders that sometimes you want to squeeze the most. Here we go, then we're going to cycle around this a few times. Breathing in through the nose, nice and full, but don't exhaust yourself. And then exhale through the mouth and pull up the tummy. Now there's not much to see here, really, so it's not very dynamic to actually watch, a bit like watching paint dry. But if you're going to be doing these at home by yourself, then you can do a lot more and just focus on the breathing and the pulling up. So we'll take it into the second stage so that you'll be learning how to hold the tummy up. So we start from the beginning, breathing in through the nose, full and solid, but don't exhaust yourself. And then gently blowing through the mouth, at the same time pulling up the tummy. Now you can cycle around that as many times as you want, but if you want to try and move on into keeping the tummy lifted, we need to just take a slightly different look at this. So we breathe in through the nose, exhaling through the mouth, pulling up, and then we just need to employ a couple of little tricks here. So to keep that tummy pulled up, you can hold your breath there between 5 and 15 seconds, whatever you feel comfortable with. And in that time, just keep trying to pull up and up. And then finally just letting go after that. And then you can cycle around that as well. The next type of breathing you can do is starting as before, breathing in through the nose, exhale through the mouth and pull up. And then you can just do smaller breaths in and out through the nose. So to just try to control the abdominals there, keeping the tummy pulled up or trying to pull it up even more. And then releasing down when you've had enough. My favourite one is the hold of the breath. I seem to be able to concentrate more there and keep the tummy pulled up. So that's your prone plank. You can come back to that anytime you want to. We're now going to convert our position into knee plank. Lifting the forehead, bringing the hands to the side of the chest here, so we'll be in the right place when we come up. We're breathing in, exhaling, pulling up the tummy, lifting up the chest there. The hips are forward at this point, so you'll see how the back is bowed. This is how we convert into knee plank. We draw the hips up and away, and then when you look down at your hands, you'll see your shoulders over the backs of your hands, and that's exactly where we need them to be. So we're trying to aim for that diagonal shape through the back. Now if you find that a little hard to maintain, one little hack we can do is just lift the feet there and crisscross the ankles. That keeps the hips a little bit more balanced. So holding that position there. So from here, breathing in, exhaling, pulling up the tummy and holding. And you could use the same method before, holding the breath. Now when you've had enough of here, don't move your hands, simply push your bottom back and away, drop to the forearms and relax. But try to keep your hands in position because that's your reference point to work from. When you want to get back to work, you breathe in, exhale, pull up the tummy and lift the body and come back. So that is your basic knee plank. And a couple of little extras we can add on is the opposite touch shoulder. You're trying to keep the body still here, keeping the tummy in. This isn't particularly too hard to do, but it does make you think about keeping your tummy still. I'll just do one more here. So you've got opposite palm to front of shoulder. That's that one. This one is a little bit more intense. We've got the up downs, turning over onto the forearm, following through with the left, coming back onto the right and up with the left. Then of course take a moment, breathe in, exhale, pull in, follow through with the other side. So whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. And then you're back in knee plank. You can come back for that rest whenever you want to. Now for the next one, I'm just going to come back a little bit here, but I still need to keep my shoulders over the backs of my hands. So I'm back into knee plank, breathing in, exhaling, pulling up, making sure my back is at 45 degrees. And then we've got the walkout, my favourite. This is where you'll be tempted to drop the hips down. And indeed, they might waver a little bit. You've just got to be confident in your mat that you don't slide and whack your face into the floor. Holding that position, walking back in, try not to rotate too much to the body. And then once more, taking a rest here. You can do those knee plank variations as much as you want to, or you can move on to push-up plank. All right then, so shoulders over the backs of the hands. And from knee plank is a simple conversion, breathing in, exhaling, pulling up, bringing the toes forward to brace, just lifting the knees, gently locking out into our push-up plank. Now, you can have a semi-rest here, and that will be pike. So you can push the bottom up, and that position is very doable. And then you can come back down into your push-up plank. What you don't want to do is have a valley there through your lower back. So coming back up and push-up plank there. And for the guys, you can do the inchworms in this one, just like we've done the walkouts for knee plank. Anytime you need a rest, sit back and take one. Alright, so that's your plank sections on your palms.